Have you ever felt your legs getting weaker over time, like the strength is slipping away step by step? Maybe you've blamed it on aging, thinking it's just a natural part of life. But what if I told you that's not the real reason? The truth is, the food you eat every single day could be secretly stealing your leg strength without you even realizing it. Every bite you take is either building you up or quietly breaking you down. And the culprits might be sitting on your plate right now. Stay with me until then, because I'm about to reveal 5 surprising foods that are silently weakening your legs and the simple swaps you can make to take back your strength for good. This intro hooks the audience with a relatable question, challenges a common assumption, and builds intrigue by hinting at a hidden cause. It also gives a clear reason to watch until the end, learning about specific foods and actionable solutions to regain strength, making it both engaging and motivating. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. Processed sugar, the silent muscle killer picture. It's early morning, and you're still rubbing the sleep from your eyes. Feeling that familiar sluggishness clinging to your body, you shuffle to the kitchen, brew a steaming cup of coffee, and reach for something quick to kickstart your day. A blueberry muffin from the bakery, a bowl of frosted cereal, or perhaps a seemingly harmless granola bar you grabbed from the store. It's a routine so ingrained it feels like second nature, a comforting start to your day. But what if I told you that this seemingly innocent breakfast isn't just fueling your morning? It's quietly waging war on your muscles, particularly the strength in your legs. Let's peel back the curtain on the truth. Processed sugar is a stealthy adversary, undermining your physical vitality with every bite. The moment that sugary muffin or cereal hits your system, your blood sugar rockets upward, delivering a fleeting burst of energy that feels like a win. But it's a deceptive victory. Almost as quickly as it raises your insulin spikes to corral that sugar, pulling it out of your bloodstream and sending your levels crashing down. What's left in the wake? A wave of fatigue, a foggy brain, and a body that feels heavier than it should. Your legs, once ready to carry you through the day, now subtly robbed of their vigor. But the damage doesn't stop at that fleeting sugar crash. Over weeks, months, and years, the effects of processed sugar compound into something far more sinister. Excess sugar in your diet fuels chronic inflammation, a slow-burning fire that smolders beneath the surface, eroding your muscle tissue bit by bit. This inflammation doesn't just weaken your muscles, it interferes with your body's ability to absorb critical nutrients, like magnesium, calcium, and potassium elements. Your muscles rely on to contract, recover, and stay resilient. Without these building blocks, your legs grow weaker, your joints stiffen, your circulation falters, and over time you might even notice early signs of nerve damage creeping in, like tingling or reduced responsiveness. Here's the kicker. Sugar isn't just lurking in the obvious suspects: candy bars, fizzy sodas, or those irresistible pastries at the coffee shop. It's a master of disguise, hiding in places you'd never think to look. That loaf of store-bought bread you use for your sandwiches, packed with added sugar, boost flavor, and shelf life. Your go-to jar of pasta sauce, often laced with sweeteners to mask acidity. Even the healthy options, low-fat salad dressings, flavored yogurts, or energy bars marketed as fitness fuel, are frequently loaded with covert sugars that chip away at your strength while you're none the wiser. So how do you fight back against this silent saboteur? How do you break free from sugar's insidious grip and restore the power in your legs? It starts with smarter swaps. Ditch the refined white sugar for natural alternatives, like raw honey, pureed dates, or coconut sugar options that still satisfy your sweet cravings but deliver nutrients and fiber to soften the blow on your system. When that afternoon craving strikes, resist the siren call of sugary snacks and reach instead for a square of dark chocolate 70% cocoa, or hire a handful of almonds or walnuts, or a bowl of plain Greek yogurt topped with fresh berries. These choices don't just tame your sweet tooth, They provide healthy fats, protein, and antioxidants that actively support your muscles rather than tear them down. Become a label detective too. Processed foods love to sneak sugar in under aliases like corn syrup, dextrose, maltodextrin, or anything ending in O. Even products touted as low fat or heart healthy can be Trojan horses for hidden sugars. So scrutinize every package before it lands in your cart. The bottom line is this: processed sugar is silently draining your strengths, apping the life from your legs with every unsuspecting bite. But you're not powerless. You can take control by making mindful switches and staying vigilant. You can rebuild your muscle resilience, keep your joints limber, and ensure your legs stay strong, active, and pain-free for years to come. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. 2. Deep fried and fast foods, the hidden enemy of your joints. You already know processed sugar is a silent muscle killer lurking in your daily diet like a wolf in sheep's clothing. But what if I told you the next culprit on this list is even more treacherous, targeting not just your muscles but the very joints that keep you moving? Imagine this scene: you're out with friends after a long day, the tantalizing aroma of sizzling fast food wafting through the air. The basket of golden fries arrives alongside a plate of crispy fried chicken or maybe a towering burger with all the fixings. You take that first bite, crunchy, salty, bursting with flavor. And for a moment, it's pure bliss, a small indulgence you've earned. But beneath that satisfying crunch lies a hidden enemy, one that's quietly dismantling your body's foundation. Here's the harsh reality: deep fried and fast foods aren't just occasional treats. They're ticking time bombs for your joints and muscles. You don't feel it in the moment, of course. You don't sense the inflammation sparking deep within your tissues or the slow clogging of your circulatory system that starves your muscles of oxygen and nutrients. You don't notice your bones quietly losing density, weakened bite by bite. These foods don't just pile on empty calories. They actively rob you of your strength, and they do it so subtly, you won't realize the toll until it's too late. The primary villain here: trans fats, artificial artery-clogging fats that lurk in nearly every deep-fried or fast food offering. They're in the fries you dip in ketchup, the fried chicken you savor, even that lighter, crispy fish sandwich you chose thinking it was a healthier pick. Trans fats don't just add heft to your waistline, they trigger a cascading inflammatory response throughout your body, a relentless assault that targets your muscles and joints like a battering ram. Over time, this inflammation doesn't just cause discomfort. It degrades muscle fibers, leaving your legs weaker, slower, and more vulnerable to strains or injuries. Ever wonder why you feel inexplicably sluggish after a greasy meal, like your body's moving through molasses? That's not a coincidence. Fried foods gum up your circulation, choking off the flow of oxygen and nutrients your muscles need to thrive. But the damage goes deeper still. Fast food joints and fry stations don't just cook in oil, they often reuse it, frying batch after batch in the same murky vats. This practice transforms the oil into a toxic brew, teeming with free radicals, unstable molecules that rampage through your body, accelerating cellular raging, stripping calcium from your bones, and further weakening your muscles. That crispy golden coating you love, it's not just a tasty shell. It's a delivery system for compounds that erode your strength over time. One day you might wake up and realize your legs don't carry you as confidently as they once did, that stairs feel harder, or that your knees ache for no apparent reason. That's the slow creeping legacy of fried foods at work. Does this mean you're doomed to life without crunch or flavor? Not at all. There's a way to reclaim control without sacrificing satisfaction. Instead of plunging your food into a deep fryer, opt for baking, grilling, or air frying. These methods deliver that coveted crispy texture without drowning your meal in harmful fats. Swap out the processed vegetable oils. Think canola or soybean for heart-healthy alternatives, like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, which nourish your joints rather than inflame them. Craving something salty and crunchy? Skip the drive-thru and try roasting chickpeas with a sprinkle of sea salt, baking sweet potato fries with a dash of paprika, or grabbing a Handful of raw nuts, you'll still get that satisfying bite without sentencing your body to long-term ruin. Every bite you take is a vote for your future self. Will you fuel your strength or feed your weakness the next time you're tempted by that plate of fries or that glistening fried chicken? Pause and weigh the cost. A fleeting moment of taste versus years of stiffness, pain, and diminished mobility. Your joints and muscles are counting on you to choose wisely, because what you eat today shapes how you'll move tomorrow. 3 processed meats destroying muscle strength bite by bite. Imagine this scenario. It's been a long day. You're pressed for time and hunger is gnawing at you. You shuffle to the fridge or pantry seeking something fast-filling and effortless. Your eyes land on a pack of deli meat. Perhaps some thinly sliced ham, a juicy sausage, or a trusty hot dog. It's convenient, savory, and seems like a solid protein-packed choice to tide you over. But what if I told you that behind that satisfying taste lies a hidden cost? With every bite, you might be unwittingly chipping away at your muscle strength, quietly undermining the power in your legs and setting yourself up for a future of fragility and fatigue. Processed meats might appear innocent on the surface, a quick sandwich filler or a barbecue staple, but beneath their appetizing exterior lurks a troubling reality. These foods are packed with a cocktail of preservatives, nitrates, and sky-high sodium levels that over time wage a slow and insidious war on your body's ability to sustain robust, resilient muscles, especially in your legs. Let's start with sodium, a familiar villain. You've likely heard that too. Much salt spells trouble for your heart and blood pressure, but its effects on your muscles are just as sinister. Processed meats are sodium bombs. Think of that salty tang in a slice of pepperoni or the brine-soaked bite of a pickle paired cold cut. This excess sodium doesn't just linger on your taste buds. It infiltrates your system, triggering water retention that bloats your tissues and hampers circulation. Your leg muscles, starved of optimal blood flow, grow stiff, sluggish, and less responsive over weeks, months, or years. This persistent imbalance saps their strength, leaving you winded after a short walk, prone to painful cramps, or struggling to climb a flight of stairs without a twinge of exhaustion. But sodium is only part of the story. Culprits in processed meats are the nitrates and chemical preservatives pumped into them to keep them shelf-stable and visually appealing. These additives might make your bacon look crisp and pink or your salami stay fresh for weeks, but inside your body they're brewing trouble. Once ingested, nitrates transform into compounds that spark inflammation, a low-grade chronic fire that smolders in your muscles and joints. Ever noticed that lingering stiffness or soreness after a sodium-heavy meal? It's not just dehydration or coincidence, it's your muscles crying out under the strain of this toxic assault. This inflammation doesn't just fade with a glass of water, it builds over time, breaking down muscle tissue and eroding the structural integrity of your legs day after day, bite after bite. Your ability to move with ease diminishes as your muscles weaken and fatigue sets in, faster than it should. And then there's the nerve factor, an even darker twist. Research hasted nitrates to potential nerve damage, meaning processed meats don't just target your muscles. They may also sabotage the very signals that keep them functioning. Picture this. Weakened nerves misfiring, slowing your reflexes, throwing off your coordination, or even sparking nagging neuropathic pain that lingers in your legs. Suddenly, that hot dog at the ball game or that turkey roll-up on your lunch break isn't just a meal. It's a gamble with your mobility. Everyday tasks, like stepping off a curb, balancing on uneven ground, or even standing for long periods, become harder as your legs lose their synergy of strength and control. So what's the way out? You don't need to ditch protein altogether. After all, it's essential for muscle repair and energy. The key is choosing wisely. Swap out those processed culprits for fresh, unprocessed alternatives. Picture a juicy grilled chicken breast, a tender slice of roasted turkey, or a flaky piece of baked salmon. Pure, high-quality protein without the chemical baggage. If meat isn't your thing, dive into the plant-based world. Tofu, marinated in your favorite spices, hearty lentils simmered into a stew, or creamy beans paired with rice. These options fuel your muscles without igniting inflammation or flooding your system with salt. And if you can't resist the occasional processed treat, seek out nitrate-free versions, look for labels that scream no additives or unsecured, and treat them as a rare indulgence, not a daily staple. Because every bite you take is a choice, a step toward vitality or a slide toward weakness. Next time you peel back the plastic on a pack of deli meat or toss a sausage on the grill, pause and reflect. Is this fleeting convenience worth the slow theft of your leg strength, your energy, and your ability to stride through life unhindered? Your legs are your foundation, carrying you from one moment to the next. Don't let poor choices anchor them down. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment on number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. 4 high-sodium foods, draining strength from your legs. If processed meat sounded like a muscle-wrecking menace, brace yourself. Sodium alone is a stealthier, more pervasive threat lurking in corners of your diet you might not even suspect. You might pat yourself on the back for steering clear of salami or hot dogs. But high-sodium foods are still slipping onto your plate, quietly draining the vigor from your legs with every unsuspecting spoonful or crunch. Think about your daily eats. That steaming bowl of instant ramen you turn to on a chilly night. The canned veggies you toss into a stew, the frozen dinner you nuke when time's tight, or the salty pretzels you munch while binge-watching your favorite show, even that splash of soy sauce or dollop of ketchup you add for flavor. They're all sodium traps. A pinch of salt is vital for your body's balance. Sure, but the flood of sodium in these processed and packaged foods is a different beast entirely. It's not just about taste. It's about what happens when that salt hits your system and starts rewriting the rules of your muscle health. Here's the breakdown. When you overload on sodium, your body scrambles to dilute it, holding onto water like a sponge, that puffy feeling in your fingers or ankles. It's not just cosmetic. It's a sign of chaos brewing beneath the surface. This water retention squeezes your blood vessels, choking off circulation and starving your leg muscles of the oxygen and nutrients they crave. Without that lifeline, your calves and thighs turn lethargic, prone to touching cramps or that heavy, dragging sensation that makes a short walk feel like a marathon. But the damage doesn't stop at sluggishness. Excess sodium throws a wrench into calcium absorption, quietly leaching strength from your bones. Weaker bones mean more stress on your joints and muscles, upping your risk of fractures, chronic pain, and a future where simply standing tall feels like a chore. Ever woken up to a Charlie horse in the middle of the night, or noticed your feet swelling after a salty takeout meal? That's your body waving a red flag, signaling that sodium's toll is more than skin deep. And here's the kicker. Most people have no idea how much sodium they're consuming. It's not just the obvious culprits like chips or fries. Sodium sneaks into healthy packaged foods like low-fat soups, whole grain breads, and even breakfast cereals. A single slice of store-bought bread might pack 200 mg of sodium. A bowl of seemingly innocent cereal could hit 300 mg or more. Add in a restaurant meal where sodium levels can soar past 1. You don't drown in one dish and you're drowning in salt without even tasting it. Worse still, processed foods are engineered to keep you hooked. That salty crunch or umami burst rewires your taste buds, dulling your appreciation for the subtle flavors of fresh produce or lean meats. The more you eat, the more you crave, locking you into a cycle that piles on. Sodium stresses your kidneys, strains your heart, and saps your leg strength bite by bite. So how do you break free? Start by playing detective. Flip those food labels and brace yourself for a shock. Their commended daily sodium cap hovers around 2,300 mg, about a teaspoon of salt, yet the average person easily doubles that without a second thought. Take control by pivoting to fresh whole food. Swap canned soup for a homemade broth brimming with veggies. Ditch the frozen meal for a quick stir-fry of lean protein and greens, and season with flair. Think garlic, rosemary, a squeeze of lemon, or a dash of chili flakes instead of the salt shaker. If you're craving saltiness, reach for potassium-rich heroes like bananas, creamy avocados, or a handful of spinach. They help counterbalance sodium and flush it out of your system. And don't skimp on water. Hydration is your secret weapon, helping your kidneys sweep away excess salt before it settles in. Pair a salty slip-up with dehydration, and you've got a perfect storm off fatigue cramps and creaky circulation. Every bite is a fork in the road. Fuel your muscles or fleece them next time you're tempted by that bag of chips or an extra drizzle of salty sauce paws, and weigh the cost. Do you want legs that lift you or ones that let you down? The power's in your hands, and the good news: it's never too late to rewrite the script. Each fresh, low-sodium choice you make rebuilds your strength, steadies your stride, and primes your legs to carry you forward with confidence. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment new on Burr 3 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. 5. White bread and refined carbs robbing your muscles of strength. Imagine this: 5 slices of soft, fluffy white bread, a bowl of refined pasta, or a heap of white rice sitting innocently on your plate. They look harmless, even comforting, but these refined carbohydrates might be quietly robbing your muscles of their strength, leaving you weaker than you ever suspected. If you've ever finished a meal and felt an overwhelming sense of sluggishness, a heaviness in your legs, or a sudden drop in energy like you're dragging yourself through the day, you might have chalked it up to a bad night's sleep, a stressful week, or simply needing more coffee. But what if the true culprit isn't your schedule or your caffeine intake? What if it's the food you're eating, the very stuff you thought was fueling you, that's draining your vitality and undermining your physical power for years? We've been fed the idea that carbohydrates are the cornerstone of energy, the go-to fuel for our busy lives. And while that's not entirely wrong, the story is far more complicated than the simple carbs equal energy mantra suggests. Not all carbohydrates are created equal, and the difference between them can be the dividing line between a body that feels strong, resilient, and capable, and one that's perpetually fatigued, achy, and weak. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, or brown rice, compact with fiber, vitamins, and minerals that nourish your muscles and sustain your energy over time. Refined grains, on the other hand, think white bread, white rice, regular pasta, and sugary snack shave bin, stripped bare of their natural goodness during processing. What remains is a hollow shell of a carbohydrate, a fast-digesting sugar bomb that rockets your blood sugar skyward, delivering a fleeting jolt of energy before plummeting back down, leaving your muscles starved for the steady, reliable fuel they need to thrive. The damage doesn't stop at a temporary energy crash. Either refined carbs wreak havoc on your body in ways that go far beyond a mid-afternoon slump. Picture this: you eat a big sandwich on white bread or a plate of buttery spaghetti, and soon after your legs feel shaky, your muscles feel heavy, and your joints start to ache. That's not just a coincidence. It's your body reacting to the chaos these foods unleash inside you. The rapid blood sugar spike forces your pancreas to pump out insulin in a desperate attempt to stabilize things. But this roller coaster doesn't just tire you out. It stresses your system. Over time, this cycle can lead to chronic inflammation, a state where your body is quietly attacking itself, damaging tissues like muscles, joints, and even bones. It can also contribute to insulin resistance, where your cells stop responding properly to insulin, making it harder for your muscles to absorb the glucose they need for energy and repair. And because refined carbs lack essential nutrients like magnesium, B vitamins, and antioxidants, your muscles are left depleted and vulnerable to fatigues, soreness, and long-term weakness. But the consequences go deeper still when you overload your body with refined carbs day after day. It shifts its priorities in a way that sabotages your strength. Instead of using those calories to maintain lean muscle mass or power, your next workout, your body starts storing them as fat, especially around your midsection. This shift doesn't just change how you look, it changes how you move. Less muscle mass means reduced strength, power, endurance, and a greater strain on your legs with every step you take. Over time, this can snowball into bigger problems: poor circulation that leaves your lower body feeling cold or numb, an increased risk of diabetes that messes with your energy regulation, and even weaker bones that make you more prone to injury. That sudden "why do my legs feel like jelly" moment after a carb-heavy meal isn't just in your head, it's a warning sign of what's happening beneath the surface. So what can you do about it? The good news is you don't have to swear off carbs entirely or overhaul your life overnight. The key is to be intentional about the types of carbohydrates you choose, ones that nourish your muscles instead of stripping them of their power. Start small. Trade that slice of white bread for a hearty piece of whole grain or sprouted grain bread, rich with fiber and flavor. Swap out white rice for nutty brown rice or protein-packed quinoa. Ditch the refined pasta for a bowl of whole wheat noodles or even a spiralized veggie alternative. And when you're craving a snack, reach for fiber-rich vegetables like sweet potatoes or carrots instead of starchy processed junk like chips or crackers. These whole unprocessed carbs deliver a slow, steady stream of energy thanks to their fiber content, which keeps blood sugar spikes at bay. Plus, they're loaded with nutrients. Think B vitamins for energy production, magnesium for muscle function, and antioxidants to fight inflammation that your muscles need to stay strong and resilient. If you're a lifelong fan of refined carbs, don't worry. Your palate and your body can adapt. Begin with gradual swaps. Mix some whole grain pasta into your regular spaghetti or try half white rice, half brown for a few weeks. Over time, your taste buds will catch up, and you'll find yourself craving the earthy depth of whole grains over the blandness of their refined counterparts. Better, yet you'll notice the difference in how you feel. More energy to power through your day, stronger legs that don't buckle under pressure, and a body that's less reliant on quick sugar hits to keep going. Want to supercharge the effect? Pair your carbs with lean protein like eggs, grilled chicken, fish, or lentils, and a hefty dose of fiber from veggies like broccoli or spinach. Protein and fiber work together to slow digestion, even further preventing those blood sugar spikes and keeping you fuller, stronger, and more satisfied for hours. Next time you're eyeing that fluffy white roll or a steaming plate of refined pasta, pause and ask yourself, is this meal building my muscles up or tearing them down? Is it giving my legs the strength to carry me forward, or is it slowly sapping my ability to move with ease? The power is in your hands. Every bite you take is a choice, and every small shift you make today builds toward a future where your body feels vibrant, your energy stays high, and your muscles remain ready for whatever life throws at you. Let's take it one step further. Your legs. They've been with you through everything. They carried you as a kid, racing through backyards and chasing dreams. They stood firm during life's toughest moments and propelled you forward when you dared to run toward something better. But what happens when they start to falter, when walking feels like wading through mud, when stairs turn into mountains, when fatigue creeps in faster and lingers longer than it used to? Too many people write this off as just aging and inevitable decline. They're powerless to stop. But here's the truth, muscle weakness isn't an unavoidable sentence handed down over time. It's a reflection of what you've been feeding your body day in and day out. The reality is, stark processed sugars, fried foods, processed meats, sodium-laden snacks, and refined carbs aren't just empty calories. They're thieves silently stealing your strength. They fuel inflammation that eats away at your joints, trigger insulin resistance that starves your muscles, and strip away the nutrients your body craves to repair and rebuild. But the flip side is just as real. You're never too late to turn it around. Your body is a marvel of resilience, capable of healing and strengthening the moment you give it what it needs. Picture this: waking up with a spring in your step, tackling your day with steady energy, climbing stairs without a second thought, and knowing your legs, your foundation, are solid and strong. That's not a fantasy. It's what happens when you stop letting refined carbs rob you and start fueling your muscles with the nutrients they deserve. So take control before weakness settles in for good. Your strength isn't gone. It's waiting for you to reclaim it, one smart choice at a time. And there, you have it. Your legs have carried you through every step of life, but now you know the truth. It's not just aging stealing your strength. It's the foods you eat every day, from processed sugar to refined carbs. The good news: you're in control. And with every meal you can choose to fuel your muscles and reclaim your energy. So what have you learned so far? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me one thing you've learned today that you'll start putting into practice in your life. If you like this video, please leave your comment below And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more life-changing tips to keep you strong, healthy, and moving forward. Your strength matters. Let's keep it growing together.